Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Jason and you're watching my channel Micro Investor. So in this video we're going to be talking about NIO stock. An entire video dedicated to just NIO for the most part. We're going to talk a little bit about other EVs as well. But anyways, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I've been investing in the NIO since day one, since the stock had its IPO. I've been a YouTuber for a long time for the new people that aren't watching this. And NIO has been one of the many stocks that I've been investing into for all different prices, even below $2 a share. Now NIO has been seeing quite a big dip that has happening mostly within like February and here in March. Now, there is a possibility that I can see that NIO could be going back up, but I've been welcoming these lower prices with NIO because I think that it's more realistic to see the stock dropping down. So anyways, this video is my take on NIO stock, and I'm going to give my price prediction in this. So if you don't mind, as we get to it, do me a huge favor and be sure to smash destroy and annihilate that like button because that helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm and it helps spread my videos to more people that might find it interesting. Also subscribe if you have not already. And if you are interested in being a Patreon, I do have one link is in the description. And thank you to all the Patreons. Oh, as well, there is a private Discord attached to that. So let's get to it. So today, on the day I'm filming this is after market close on March 30th. We're seeing a lot of green in EV stocks right now. We're seeing a lot of green, just a couple that are red, and those are some of the SPAC stocks that are going to be doing some mergers here. But speaking of SPAC stocks, CCIV is also having a really good day. But the main one we're talking about, of course, is NIO, which up over 5% today. So that's great. And XPeng did very well as well. And one of my favorite ones, Plug Power, the big hydrogen play here that I'm very bullish on, up a good amount. So this is NIO stock over the last few months. Now, going into 2021, NIO stock was just climbing very fast. And I was expecting a much larger pullback to happen in January than what we saw, but we saw some, but we didn't see a whole lot. We didn't really start seeing a lot of pullback until mid-February, which NIO just went on this big nosedive and lost half its value from where it was in the beginning of January 2021. So it lost half its value, and then we saw it doing its correction, which is what it's doing right now. And from this point now, I think that we're probably going to start seeing NIO trend back up from this point, in my personal opinion. But let's just look at these growing pains that NIO is having. So NIO stock over the last year, you can see the very large increase in NIO stock price. And there needs to be a whole lot going on with NIO to really justify things like that happening. And looking at the 52-week range here, NIO has traded between $2.22 and $69.99, $67. So that's a large increase in NIO stock price in just 1 year. And if we look at the performance of NIO from when the stock basically came out on the market, or when I started buying into it, we can see that NIO came out at much higher prices. So NIO going into 2020 was much smaller of a stock price than where it was back in 2019. Now, some people might not be aware of this, but back in 2019, basically for that whole year, NIO was just a penny stock. It didn't really do much at all. It actually dropped down from prices that it was at in 2018. NIO just took this huge dip, and it looked like that NIO was going to be going out of business, like the company was going to go bankrupt. And it wasn't until the Chinese government actually made investments into NIO, which really helped out the company, and also we saw that reflecting the price of the stock. Now, the cool thing about NIO is that during the time of a pandemic, NIO actually was able to really turn the company around, and we really saw that in the middle of 2020, where NIO's stock basically really exploded during that time. But NIO had new products that really helped them increase their business. Their battery as a service was really taking off. The battery swapping business really taking off. Even a new product that they launched, so there's a lot of anticipation for that. A lot of things that were really going with them, a lot of catalysts, and there still are quite a bit more catalysts with NIO that we could be seeing that will help bring the stock price up even more here in 2021. And speaking of NIO's battery swapping, NIO just recently announced on March 24th that they completed their 2 millionth battery swap. Now, NIO wrote, "Our NIO power swap stations have been the most welcome power solution by our users, powering over 396 million kilometers of driving distance. Our most frequent power swap user has completed over 654 swaps, while our most traveled power swap user has visited 67 stations nationwide. Harbin, Beijing, Qinghu, Hakua, and Shenzhen, I don't even know if I pronounced any of those right, I'm very sorry, are the top 5 cities in China with the highest per capita swaps. As an integral part of NIO's battery as a service BaaS solutions with chargeable, swappable, and upgradable batteries, apart from serving as the time-efficient solution for users' daily needs, PowerSwap also allows users to upgrade the battery and continuously enjoy the progress of battery technology. And they go on to say, we are committed to continuing to speed up development of our charging solutions to cater to our users' needs and provide a more convenient power service experience. Stay tuned as we plan to deploy our NIO PowerSwap 2.0 by mid-April. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that NIO's battery as a service and the battery swapping is their biggest asset. You know, as long as they continue selling more vehicles and then growing that infrastructure of these charging stations and the battery swapping stations, that is going to make this company worth a lot more, in my opinion. Now, they hit 2 million battery swaps, just now, but how long until they're going to be hitting 10 million battery swaps? In my opinion, it's not going to be taking that long. We might even be seeing that in a year, especially as they continue to sell more vehicles. Now, there might be a bit of a hang up here in the future on them producing vehicles because there is a semiconductor shortage on their chips. And this has caused them to temporarily suspend production for 5 working days. And this is as of March 29th. So they just recently started to suspend production due to the semiconductor shortage. But they had to adjust their expectations on their deliveries just a little bit, but not too bad. The overall supply constraint of semiconductors has impacted the company's production volume in March 2021. The company expects to deliver approximately 19,500 vehicles in the first quarter of 2021, adjusted from previous released outlooks of 20,000 to 20,500 vehicles. So not that bad, in my opinion. But if you look at their previous quarters and their first quarter of 2020, where they delivered 3,838 vehicles, and the last quarter of 2020, which was their biggest quarter ever, where they delivered 17,353 vehicles, for them to hit their first quarter of 2021 delivering 19,500 vehicles, that is really good, and that would be the best performing quarter no matter what. So it doesn't really matter that there is a little bit of a handicap if they're going to be producing much larger numbers in that quarter, in my personal opinion. And that only shows the growth potential that NIO has when you really look at it, that they're going to have from this point on. If they can keep hitting numbers larger and larger like they did in 2020, that's going to be a big thing as well. Now, as far as my predictions of NIO, I can easily see that NIO could be worth $100 a share around the third quarter of 2021. That is, as long as things just continue to go forward from here, as long as they keep hitting these larger numbers every single quarter, and they keep building out their infrastructure for their batteries as a service and their charging, their battery swapping stations and such. I could see that just growing their stock from this point on. As long as there's no fears of them being delisted and stuff like that, I think that's not going to happen. I think things are going to be fine with NIO. But as long as everything just keeps going this direction, I can easily see NIO being $100 stock by the third quarter of 2021. So I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Do you agree with me, disagree? Please let me know. So as always, everybody, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.